after so long. So, what I want to talk to you about is how you can get very clear on what your actual inner needs are. Because we've been taught and conditioned in our childhood and through society and through the influences of our external that we must be a certain way, that certain types of behaviors are acceptable, that others should be rejected and turned away, and that if we don't follow these almost unsaid rules, although sometimes they are clearly stated, that we will lose either love or safety or acceptance in some way. And a lot of this begins in our childhoods. So if some of you have seen some of my prior content, if not, I would invite you to check out my reel, my last and latest reel, or second last latest reel, where I prompt you with some questions that you may have heard in your childhood, or feedback that you may have heard in your childhood, and bring you back into that space to really understand what you were conditioned to believe. What you were conditioned to believe would get you love in life, would get you safety in life, would get you success in life. And then reflect on where your life is at right now, and how much have you basically followed those rules or followed that guidance to create the life that you have right now. So for example, if in your childhood you were rewarded for being really good at school and deterred from being artistic or creative, then most likely what has happened in your life is that you have followed a path of being a scholar, of educating yourself, of valuing certifications and things like that. And you may have rejected your creative side, or you may have continued to pursue your creative side, but then developed some levels of shame and guilt over doing that, and feeling like that isn't good enough, that won't be a substantial way to make an income, to receive validation, not feeling good enough, whatever it might be. So we go through our lives, especially as children, when we're the most easily influenced, picking up on these cues, learning these things, and then subconsciously applying them to the rest of our lives, very unintentionally. And it sucks because you might be there already. I know I got to that point, but you get to a place where you're like, what the fuck? I followed all the rules. I did all the things that I was supposed to, and I'm still not happy. I'm still not confident. I'm still not fulfilled. What's up with that? And I very much did that. I took that checklist that I received, which was get a university education, get a well-paying corporate job, find a good man, get that house, get that nice car, get that money, get the looks, whatever the things were. And I had a list, and I just went through it, and I did the things, and I struggled to make all the things happen. That was something, like, I was so determined to make the things happen because I thought that if I did all of these things, then that was the solution. That's what would bring me happiness. It didn't feel like there were any other ways about it. There were no other options. So, ended up doing that, and then wasn't fulfilled, wasn't happy. Deep down inside, I really hated myself. And not because of I hated myself because I did all of these things. I just hated myself because I wasn't even accessing or hearing my inner truth. And I kept showing up in this life that I thought would reward me in some way, that I thought would feel fulfilling and good. And then it wasn't. And I was disappointed, and I thought that I had messed up somehow. I thought there was something wrong with me, and I didn't get it. So only when I started to really tune into my own wisdom and my own truth and my own knowing did I then be able to create a life? I know it's not even about creating a life, but really create a relationship with myself and my life that allowed me to feel happy and fulfilled and aligned. So as you're going through your days, your lives, and kind of reflecting on where you're at, there are things that you can do to connect more clearly with, okay, what is my actual truth versus what is someone, or what is, sorry, I'm getting these notifications, which are so distracting. What are some of the things that I am doing or think that I need to do because of my conditioning, my programming, my history, and whatnot. And the biggest teacher, the best teacher, your best possible guide is your body. And how your body is feeling moment to moment in different situations. Do you go to work and feel like shit all day? You know, a lot of us are going to work pretty much to our offices or your offices in your house, or maybe you're sitting at a living room table, or maybe you're going to a coffee shop if you even have access to that, depending on where you are. But when you're doing it, how are you feeling in your body? Do you feel excited? Do you feel passionate? Do you feel grateful and open and expansive? Or do you feel miserable and resentful and resistant and stressed and physically ill? I used to feel like shit at work. Almost the entire day I felt like shit. Physically, by the end of the day, I was so drained. I would basically, take my 45-minute commute home, like with my eyes like bulging out of my head because I was so tired. Even the drive was draining me. Like I was like, I just need to make it home. And then I would make it home and just like KO and not want to think about anything, not want to do anything. So my body was cueing me and telling me, this isn't working. This isn't working. And then I had other energy and dynamics in my household also that was not making me feel good. That was cues regarding my relationship, which I was also ignoring. So it shows up in every single aspect of your life. It also shows up in how you treat your body, even in the types of exercises you do and so forth. That's more traditionally understood. Like, if this keeps hurting your arm, maybe you should stop doing it. But there is also the programming of like, fight through the pain, it's gonna be worth it. And it's like, no, let's not fight through anything. If you are fighting through anything in your life, then you are bypassing your truth. You're bypassing your truth. Even if you're doing, I'm just thinking about like, my ego loves to do this, right? Like I say something out loud and then things pop into my head that contradict what I just said, right? So even yesterday, I was going for a hike. Actually, a couple hikes back to back. I live in Squamish, British Columbia, and we have just amazing places to hike. And my body, my legs were like, tired. They were tired. There were moments where they're like, I don't want to be moving anymore. And I would honor that. I would take a break. I would stretch. And then I would continue hiking. There was the voice in my head that's like, push through. I used to go to CrossFit. I know all about that. Although you're supposed to honor your body in CrossFit as well, but I wouldn't always. And yeah, it shows up in so many fucking ways. And if you're not feeling physically well, then like, it's time to look at that. And your physical feelings are not just due to physical circumstances, let's say. A lot of it also has to do with your emotional well-being and your nervous system and things like that. So if you want to be truly connected with your truth and your needs so that you can show up fully in your life, right? So if you want to be showing up fully in your life, you want to be connected with your needs, what your actual needs are, then it's important to make space to be with those needs and to feel them. So as you're going through your day and experiencing whatever you might be going through, maybe you're having some difficult emotions come up or some overwhelm or anxiety, then take some space, take 10 minutes, 5 of those minutes, just like go into, the bathroom or a separate space or somewhere where you can be alone. Go into the wilderness. That would be even better if you're out in nature for this. And for the first 5 minutes, just like shake it out. Just like shake your whole body and move the energy through. Okay, so I'm gonna do a shake right now. I don't even know if I'm gonna fit, but like just shake, like bounce, and just like move it all through. Okay, 5 minutes. Set a timer. You can put a song on for this, whatever you want. It's always nice to do it with some music. And as you're shaking and as you're moving, set the intention of, okay, whatever is currently in my body, I am moving you out. I am giving it to the earth. Mother Earth can work with all of that energy, so give it to her. And then for the next 5 minutes, just lie down on the floor. Close your eyes. Set another timer for 5 minutes. And breathe. Breathe through and feel yourself. Feel how you are, what's going on in your body right now. Just be present with your own existence, with your own truth, without getting too engaged with your mind. Why you want to do the shaking first is to actually move through that energy that's like caught up in your system. And then lying down is for you to just relax and then be with what's underneath all of that. And what you might find that comes up is some sadness, some tears might come, maybe some anger, maybe just some joy because you've cleared things out. And then just lie there and exist in your own essence and in your own truth. And something might come up for you if you are currently experiencing something that isn't working for you, and that's why you feel like you need to move things through or you're not clear on what your needs are. Then give yourself that space. Give yourself that 10 minutes to do the shaking and then the lying. And then ask yourself, like, what do I need? Like, what do I actually need right now? And what would feel good? And is this job truly aligned with me? Is this relationship aligned with me? Is this food aligned with me? And see what comes up. And it takes a lot of courage to be honest with yourself, to ask yourself these questions. Most people do not want to face their truth and do not even want to acknowledge what their needs are, because when they do, they realize there's a lot of misalignment in their life. But if you truly want that joy and that fulfillment, which most humans do, it's really important to be able to be with your truth and be with your needs. And then when it comes to manifesting and creating what it is that you desire in your life, then that needs part is even more important. Like, what do you even want the universe to bring to you? What do you want to create? What would actually bring you joy? And I've talked about this quite a bit recently with friends and reflected on it. And it was something that came up in my training with my teacher, John Wineland, which is, what are your needs in a partner? What are your top 5 needs, right? And it can be the same top 5 needs for your job, top 5 needs for where you live, whatever it is. What are those top 5 needs? Get very clear on them, and then focus on creating that in your life, right? Because people will date and be like, they'll jump on the apps and they're like, yeah, okay, yeah, this person's hot. Oh, cool, they also like to snowboard. And like, they're not necessarily connected in with like what their truth is, what their needs are, and then bringing that into dating, right? Same with the job. It's like, if you know you want to make a certain income, but you also know that long commutes are really draining for you, and you want as much time at home with your family. I feel like this is a funny example because a lot of people are not commuting right now. But if you then accept a job that doesn't fulfill those needs, that pays you a lot, but doesn't allow you to have a short commute or work close to home or work from your home, then is it worth really taking that job? Is it worth settling? Oh, but maybe this job has opportunity to then work from home. So then potentially it could work. So of course, like, there's so many different scenarios that you can go into, but if you're not looking at your needs and feeling into what they are and listening to your body and your body's truth, then yeah, it's going to be tough to live a really full, exciting, fulfilling life, truly. So hopefully that's helpful. On Thursday, this Thursday, June 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to be doing a free masterclass called Living Fully, and we're going to dive into what is some of the belief systems and conditionings and the origins of what's limiting you in your life, what's keeping you from living fully. And then we'll move into so many great reflection practices and meditation and guidance to really feel what your truth is and what your needs are and what life is asking of you, but most importantly, what you are asking of yourself that you may not be hearing right now. So you can save your free seat for that through the link in my profile, or you can go to mariajuswin.com/live. But yes, hopefully this was really helpful. Thank you to those of you who joined live, and I cannot wait to see you on Thursday in the masterclass.